And good afternoon, strategic traders. And we're going to get ready and start our week. We're going to do a little preview show here, and we're going to look at what I consider the prominent moves of the week coming up. Right now, I am in the mindset after looking at all the data and crunching all the numbers and looking at the historical points of view. We are looking at a pound resurgence, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is across the board, for the past several months, the pound has taken an extreme beating. Okay, the pound is right now lower across the board than anything else right now. And when you look at currency in the form of a commodity, like you would anything else that you can purchase and sell on the open market, when you look at currency in that manner, right now you have a product that is lowest that it has been in quite some time. So now, across the board, between speculators and money managers and hedge funds and governments and whatnot, you're going to have an all-out purchase of the pound over the coming weeks because of its low price now in relation to where it's going to be. You can look historically here at the pound dollar and you can see clearly where we're at now. And this is, by the way, this is a weekly chart that you're looking at. Each one of these bars is a week. Okay. And, but it's just this little dip here around October. We were a little bit lower than we normally were, 2017 of last year. But other than October of last year, as you can see, we are not accustomed to seeing that pound at this low level. And it was only this little dip. Now we came up out of it a little bit early in the year and we went right back to it, but we have met this level of support and are coming back out of it again. And this is the pound versus the dollar, the strongest currency in the world. So being that it is making a resurgence here, what is it doing in relation to the rest of its currency pairs? Well, let's have a look and see real quick. If I can pause. Okay, now what we're looking at now is the pound New Zealand. Now, not normally a pair that I trade a lot, but I will be coming up weeks. And being that this is not a pair that is optionable on Nadex, we're going to be focusing this one more on the spot forex side. But the interesting thing about this is, if you look at this, is once again a weekly chart going way back to 97. You can see, let's get rid of that. You can see that here. Let's get rid of this here. Okay. You can see that here we are looking at putting this up. Look at the previous week. This last week was immense, okay, on the pound, especially on Friday. So we have pushed up each week. We have pushed up more and more and more on here. And now we're sticking our head above the water like a Loch Ness monster. You can see him just rising up. Now, the week before and the week before that, still a little flat, but as you can see, we are clearly on an upward trend. And this past week was just amazingly strong. This is to me a reversal candle of the highest order. So I'm going to definitely be looking to buy into the pound New Zealand. And as I showed it to you earlier, where we are currently is not where we are historically. Now, this past year, it's been a little time underneath this level, but as you can see, for the most part of the pound New Zealand's history, it is well above this level. So we're going to look to at least go back to the next previous level of resistance, which would be around, let's see here, that would be around the level of 221. Okay, so around there. So we're looking at right now 200, and we're looking at around the 221 level. So we're looking around 200 pips on that before I can see any resistance coming to this pair, especially that we've come up in this little area here and we've dipped our head out of the water. I see nothing but straight sailing for the pound New Zealand. Now let's look at some of the other pound crosses, and you'll see the weakness in the other currencies as compared to the strength in the pound. And here we have a look at the pound sterling and the Japanese yen. Okay, now pound yen, as you can see, same thing like before. Oh, it's out here. Same thing as before. We are looking at a trend line that is going clearly up. And we are now about to converse right here. And once again, we're on a weekly chart. I'm looking at just for the full week. And you can see here that we are clearly above our line. Here we go. Up here. Let's get, okay, here we go. Yes. Now, as you can see clearly, we are in a trend line that is going up each week. And the end result, looking at our bars, you can clearly see that each week we closed up higher than the week before. And well, except for a few exceptions right here, about 6, 7 weeks back. But on average, we have closed up higher on each week. And this strength across the board with the pound yen, with the pound itself, is indicative of the incoming events from BRICS and all of the turmoil that's in Italy. All of that is confluencing together to weaken the euro, and the dollar is having a it's been having a great run. But right now, the dollar is overextended. So what we're going to have right now is a resurgence clearly in the pound. In 1992, George Soros made $1 billion by shorting the pound. Right now, I'm looking at what would be the exact reverse of what he saw when he made his $1 billion trade. We are looking at the pound in the position to come back and retrace years of slump. I mean, absolute years of slump. And because for the most part, okay, for the most part, there's nowhere else to go. For the most part, the pound has been down as far as it's going to go and as far as it's been for quite some time. Now, we're going to look at where I'm going to put my money this week, and I think that the smart money will be as well. One sec. All right. Now, here, my friends, is my favorite pair of them all. This one has been my bread and butter for quite some time, and now it's definitely going to be where I'm putting my money right now. This is the Euro Pound. Now, normally the Euro Pound is a very quiet pair. It doesn't have a lot of pip movement, around 82 pips average range on the Euro Pound, and normally it is one that you can count on to be a relatively safe pair as far as options trading, and this will continue to be the case. But if you look clearly at the data from 1997 all the way up until now, the Euro Pound seldomly has ever been as high as it is now. And it is beginning to make its retracement back down. The the 92 level is the highest that it's been. And right now, once again, we're still looking at a weekly chart. And we can see that right now, the levels that we're at are seldomly touched. And we have already begun to slide down. Friday, and we're going to actually pull this one in. Now, we're on a weekly chart. We're going to actually pull this down on a daily. Let's see here. Let's get the 1-day chart. Okay. Now, you can see here that each day for the past 10, 15 days, the Euro Pound has definitely been sliding down. And we made significant gains Friday. I called that a few days ago, actually a week ago, Sunday, that we were definitely going to be making some downward trends on this and a little up and down movement. But overall, the chop wasn't that bad, but the downward push on Friday was huge. And we will continue this downward push all the way until I believe we hit around the 82 level. But we can play this several ways. Options traders through Nadex You can go spreads. You can go out of the money. I'm going to be shorting this through the spot forward side of it. And my recommendation on this one is clearly sell, 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 sell. Sell the euro pound unless price invalidates itself around 8,800, and price invalidates itself around 88. Then you want to sit back and continue to wait and see if price continues up, which it will not. I do not see that happening. I believe you should sell in the rallies. Price comes up, you should sell into that and let your money ride for the long swing trade on this. So I look to get into this today, Sunday, and I look to hold this position all the way up until Friday and make the most of it. So that's my little preliminary outlook on things, guys. This is right about 4 o'clock. The market should be opening up in about an hour. You guys have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, concerns, feel free to hit me up on Messenger, Facebook, Strategic Trading's website, anything like that. You guys have a great day.